Welcome to the Girl Means Business podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Swalls, a former teacher turned entrepreneur, here to help you navigate the messiness of mom life and biz life. Each week, my guest and I will share our experiences, insights, and tips to help you move your business from survival mode to success mode. So grab your favorite drink and let's dive in, because this girl means business. Hey there, welcome to episode 163 of the Girl Means Business podcast. We are about halfway through the month of May, which means summer is hot on our heels. Ready or not, here it comes. And as a busy mompreneur, I've gotten a little spoiled this year, and summer is gonna make me a little nervous if I'm being honest. So this is the first year that both of my kids have been in school full time. My youngest one started kindergarten this year. And so for the past 9 months, I've been able to enjoy dropping them off at school in the morning and having the whole day to get work done. Now, as summer's coming, I realize my time is going to be limited again, and that makes me a little bit nervous. However, I have learned over years of experience and having kids home for the last several years while working, that there's definitely some things that can be done to help you prepare for summer. So if you are in the same position that I am, where you're looking forward to summer because it's lazy schedules and spending time with your kids and hanging by the pool and going on vacations, and all of that sounds really exciting, but maybe there's a part of you that's also a little bit nervous about being able to keep up the same momentum and the pace that you've had in your business for the last several months, maybe while they were in school, or more of a structured routine. So today what I want to do is I'm going to give you a quick little episode here where I want to share some tips to help you prepare for these summer months so you can feel like your business is still trucking along while you're enjoying time with your kiddos. So today I want to share with you just kind of a couple of tips that I am putting in place this summer and that I've done in the past with when my kids are home and over holidays and long breaks that have really helped me to stay on top of my work without feeling like I have to be working in my business all day, every day, when I really want to be spending more time with them or doing something fun. So tip number one is something you've heard me talk about, especially if you follow me on Instagram or here on the podcast, and that is to batch create your content ahead of time so you can spend less time creating over the summer. And instead, all you have to do is push out your content or schedule it to be ready to go. So an example of this is what I'm doing with this podcast. I am creating as many episodes as I can ahead of time so that I can have it done and I don't have to spend time each week recording episodes or intros or uploading content. It's all already done. I do this similar thing with email content. If I send out my weekly email, it is scheduled and it's ready to go because it coincides with kind of the episode that's coming out that week. And same with social media content. You can batch as much content as you can so that while you're out enjoying time with your family, while you're on vacation, your business is still producing content and putting out value into the world, even though you are not having to physically create that content. So it's going to put a little more work on your plate right now, but put in the work now, enjoy the reward this summer while your kids are home. Now, my second tip goes along with the first tip. So since you've created all of this content in advance, you can schedule it to go ahead and push out when you want it to. There are so many features that allow you to schedule different types of content in your business. So you can schedule your podcast episodes, you can schedule your social media content, your emails, your videos. All of these things can be scheduled in advance so that you, again, can be out enjoying the time with your family. You can be on vacation. You can be sleeping in an extra hour and your content is still being pushed out when you want it to go out. And you're being consistent in your business. You're not having to interrupt that consistent schedule. Tip number 3 is to block your time during the day when you actually need to get work done. We all know that we can't just walk away from our businesses for 3 months and not actually have things running in the background or have things working in our business. So we're going to need to spend some time working on our business, and we may want to. I don't want to walk away from my business for 3 months. I love what I do. I enjoy connecting with all of you, and I want to continue to do things in my business, but I don't want it to consume the entirety of my day every day. So instead, what I will do is I will block schedule my time. This means that I will let my kids know, hey, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm going to be working in my business. You can watch TV or have breakfast and play outside before it gets too hot. And then from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, maybe that's our time to go do something fun together. And then we can come back and I can say from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it is chill out time. You can do something quiet. You can watch a movie. You can read a book. We can do something that's kind of chill around the house. And then I can get work done at the same time. So having that block time lets my kids know, hey, I'm going to let mom work for these 2 hours because I know as soon as she's done and that 2 hours is up, we're going to spend 4 hours together doing something really fun. And it gives them a schedule to understand this is work time, this is playtime, and they look forward to the playtime, which means that they are going to back off and give you the space that you need. Now, granted, my kids are a little older. They're, 10 and 6. They can understand a schedule. I realize with younger kids, this might be a little bit different, but you can block your schedule around their schedule as well. If you have kids that still take naps, then you can say, okay, the morning time when we're all up and active and awake, we can use that time as family time to go do something fun. And then from 11 to 1, when it's nap time, that's your work time. Even if you have an older kid who doesn't take a nap, we used to have quiet hours at our house where for 2 hours a day while my youngest one was napping, the oldest one knew it was quiet hours. There was no TV. There was no loud noises. We weren't playing around and being silly. The younger one was taking a nap. I might be getting some work done. My older one maybe goes in her room and plays quietly with her toys or draws or colors or reads a book, but it's quiet time. And so whatever the schedule looks like in your household, whatever works with your work hours, with your kids' ages, with the activities you have planned, creating blocks of time that let you and your kids know that there is a block of time for everything that everybody needs to do in their day or wants to do in their day. It will help to give you a little bit of structure, but it also helps them to understand it's okay if mom works a little bit because when she's done, she's going to focus on spending time with us. And when she's focused on her work, then we need to let her focus on her work. And as the adult here, I like having blocks in my day because it also helps me to know focused work hours. So going back to that schedule I started off at the beginning with, 8 to 10 is work hours, 10 to 2 is play, 2 to 5 or 2 to 4 is work hours again. I like knowing when I have those blocks of time because I know if I have 2 hours of focused work time, I know exactly what I want to get done in those 2 hours. I am going to be focused during those 2 hours. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm going to turn off all notifications. I'm not going to allow my phone to go off or my computer to ding. I'm focused on what I'm working on, and then I can shut it all down, switch my focus to family mode or activity mode, and I'm not in the back of my mind the whole time going, oh, I really should have spent more time on that email, or I really should have spent more time doing this, because I also know I have another block of time coming, either later in the day or the next day. I also think it's really good to set boundaries within your own client work. So if you work closely with one-on-one with clients or in small groups, to let them know that these are the times of day that you're available to them, whether that is I check my email at 8 a.m. each morning and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If you email me in between those hours, just know I'll get back to you during my email block time, or however you want to let them know that. But I think that it's important to also have those block times with your family and your kids, but also with your clients. Let them know that you're not available to them 24/7, especially while your kids are home for the summer. They will respect those boundaries. And if they don't, that may not be the right client for you. But that also lets them know, hey, I emailed her at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I know she doesn't check her email until 3 or 4. I know I'll hear back from her this afternoon, but not to expect an immediate response. So having that structure, having that block of time can really help you not only give yourself kind of a mental schedule for your day and your kids a schedule for the day, but it also lets your clients know kind of what your schedule is as well. Now, my tip number 4 kind of ties into this, and that is to have a schedule for your kids. Again, this is assuming your kids are old enough to understand time management and scheduling and at least start learning about those things. And I know even with my oldest, when my youngest one started staying home with me, she was four going over into 5. And we started talking about in the summers and the breaks when she was home about schedules and about, giving yourself things to do and having specific chores and tasks and things like that. And so what I like to do with my kids in the summer is when I'm having those work hours, when I have that 2-hour block in the morning or that 2 or 3 hour block in the afternoon, I like to give them things to do. So it's kind of work time for all of us. So my work might look like sitting at my computer, recording an episode or responding to emails or coaching a client one-on-one on Zoom. Their work time might look something like my oldest one reading a book off of her summer reading list, or my youngest one cleaning up her room during that time, or putting away laundry, or helping to empty the dishwasher if they have, if we have chores in the kitchen that need to be done. We have kind of a running list of things in our house that the kids can do. We don't necessarily call them their chores. It's more like just things that they do to help out around the house, or if they have schoolwork they need to work on. But that way, it kind of creates this similar schedule between you and your kids. So it's no longer just mom's going to go work, kids go play, find something to do, entertain yourself. It's, hey, this is our work time. My work looks like this. Your work might look like X, Y, or Z. These activities I'm going to give you, these tasks I'm going to ask you to do. And then you can reward yourself afterwards by all going and doing something fun together. One of the things and one of the great aspects about being a business owner and being a mompreneur is that you are setting an example for your kids of these life skills. Time blocking and time management and being accountable to yourself. These are all really valuable skills to have no matter what you do in life, no matter what career you choose or future path you take, or your kids in this case. These are skills that are being modeled to them. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed, my oldest daughter is now 10, and we have a lot of these conversations. She wants to know a lot about what goes on in my business. And she asks a lot of questions, when she'll ask me at drop off before school, she'll say, what are you going to do today? And if I say, oh, I've got work to do, she wants to know exactly what that looks like. She wants to know, am I recording a podcast today? Am I going on a photo shoot? Am I going to go work with a client one-on-one? Am I answering emails? Like, what does my day look like? And she's excited this summer to get to witness firsthand kind of what my business looks like and be a part of that. And so while it can seem really easy to just kind of say, okay, I'm going to go into this room and I'm going to work for 2 hours, y'all go do these things, I want to encourage you to invite your kids into your work and your business with you. Let them see what it is that mom does during these blocks of time that you have scheduled out for yourself. And that might give them a little bit more of a perspective on why you need this time to do these things. I really love when my kids get invested and excited about the things that I'm doing and they want to learn right alongside, what I'm doing in my business. And I know this is partly an age-related thing, but I definitely think that this summer, while your kids are home, it's a great opportunity for you to set some examples for them, let them in, kind of give them a peek behind the curtain of what it is that mom does on a daily basis in their business. All right, number 5, this is our last tip for this episode today, and that is to give yourself grace. Okay, we only get so many summers with our kids, so we want to make them count. And as much as we want to continue to build the momentum in our business and grow our business and move the needle forward, we also have to have perspective on the fact that this time with our kids, we work for ourselves for a reason. It's so we can spend time with our families. It's so that we can have flexibility in our schedule to do the things that we want to do and to take the vacation, to go to the park for the day, to go spend time with our kids. And if we're not doing those things, then it defeats the purpose of why we started our businesses in the first place. And so this summer, while your kids are home, and there may be days that are tough, and there may be days where you struggle, and there may be days where the schedule is thrown off and you feel like you're behind, or you have to stay up late or get up early to get the work done. Give yourself grace. Just know that this is a season, literally the season of summer, and you have a limited amount of time that your schedule is going to be thrown off, because I know some of y'all, I know you're kind of like me, where I get into a routine, and when that routine changes, it throws me off a little bit, and it can be frustrating. But I want you to go easy on yourself, take some of the pressure off, plan ahead, put in place some of these tips that we've shared today so that you don't have to spend all of your time working. You can focus on having fun and enjoying this time with your kids. And just know that it's a short period of time. It's a short season. School will be back in session before you know it, and things can go back to our normal routine. But you have an opportunity for a good 8 weeks to 10 weeks, depending on your summer schedule with your kids' schools. You have a good 2.5 months with your kids to really enjoy the time. So enjoy the time. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the conversation as much as I did. And as always, you can find any links or resources mentioned in today's show down in the show notes. And if we're not friends outside the podcast yet, then what are you waiting for? Come find me on Instagram at Girl Means Business and send me a DM letting me know what you thought of today's episode or any of the past episodes you've listened to. You can also take a screenshot of today's episode and post it to your stories, tagging at Girl Means Business, and I'll give you a shout out on my page. I love connecting with you and hearing all about your business and can't wait to get to know you more. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will meet you back here next week, same time, same place.